What's up, guys? MrGimms back again for another GimmsRant. Hope everyone's having a great middle of the week. Yeah, it's been really good. I am back at it, streaming 5 days a week as usual for about 3 hours in the evening, and you know, I've been having fun. And when I have a break, I come back to it with a refreshed sort of, you know, attitude, and I'm not so pissed off with it all the time. And yeah, I've been doing pretty well, and I've been enjoying it for the most part, and I'm grinding with the tome, so that's something for me to do while we wait for chapter 19. Now today we're going to be talking about chapter 19 a little bit more specifically. We're going to be talking about absolute staleness that this game is suffering from at the moment, and obviously I'm talking about the player base as well. We're all just massively burnt out at the moment. The fact that there is no new map coming into chapter 19 as far as we're aware, because we didn't get to test it on the PTB. And yeah, man, it's just it's a little bit boring, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. I think specifically we should be talking about missed opportunities being more of an apt title for this, because obviously with chapter 19, Kill All, starring the Trickster as the new killer and Yan Jun Lee, I think it is the survivor, and obviously they're both tied at, you know, their lives are tied together if you read the lore, and they're both from Korea, Seoul, which is more specific. And what would have been great, and I think what we all could agree on, is a Seoul cityscape or sort of nightlife cityscape map would have been extremely refreshing, awesome, hopefully without the massive intake of pallets and breakable walls, but apart from that, would have been really refreshing, vibrant, would have been, you know, colorful. And I know a lot of people are saying that this the latest chapter to come into the game on the 23rd of March is not in line with the horror spectrum that this game is supposed to be. We left, you know, my answer to that is we left the horror aspect of this game many moons ago. The things you can do in this game totally take me out of this horror-esque feel. So I for one, I'm just speaking from a person who's not concerned by that, and just would have been really super excited with a new map. Now, there are rumors, before we continue, there are rumors on Coldwind Farm being reworked and that it wasn't ready to be released on PTB. So, you know, there's a possibility we might get a reworked map. But even still, we want a new map. And it seems we're going to be waiting until chapter 20 for any sort of new map, because you just know if we're going to get a licensed chapter, 9 times out of 10, 99% sure we're going to get a new map. Might not. Really another missed opportunity if we don't. This is a massive missed opportunity for a map, and could have been still immersive. I mean, there are definite, you know, city nightlife vibes, clubby vibes, Seoul vibes, all that stuff, but you could have had dark corners, you could have had like an entrance into a club, a back alley, you could have done all sorts of things with this cool idea, and we literally got none of it. Now, a couple of people have retweeted things that devs have said back. Things like, you know, just because there's no map now, that doesn't mean there's not going to be a map in the future. Yeah, totally cool. Great. Thank you for that. So excited. But, you know, missed opportunity. Drop it when the rest of it drops. That's my overall thoughts on that. And I think it's kind of poopy that they didn't do it. But anyway, going into the custom lobby screen, here we have all the maps available for Dead by Daylight currently. And if you want to know my overall thoughts and opinions on what I think about these maps, generally, pretty good. I love what we have so far. I think there's a lot of cool maps. I'm just going to go through them and sort of tell you my thoughts and opinions on them one by one, and sort of what's missing from the game currently, because I honestly feel like Chapter 19 had a whole could have brought an entire different, vibrant, fresh feel to the game. And, unfortunately, the slow decline, man, the slow decline of devs' laziness is what I'm worried about the most, because it just seems like they let something go away. We didn't get so much flack for it. Let's try it again. Now they've done it again, and I think they've realized that, okay, we're getting a bit of shit now. Yeah, guys, it's been how many chapters now since we haven't had a new map? God. Not including the reworks, because the reworks aren't great, man. But anyway, we've got the first one, Midwich Elementary. I think the aesthetics of the map looks incredible. I think the feel, people would say horror aspect to it, coming in with the Silent Hill chapter. I really think Midwich Elementary is really a cool looking map. I don't think it's a good map though. I think it's quite boring, boxy. Some of the rooms and stuff has some interesting play, but overall, Midwich, which was the last new map we had, by the way. The last new map we had. Yeah, I just think it could have been a lot better. A lot of people like it, but it can make a killer's life a living hell sometimes. We have Dead Dog Saloon, which I think personally to me brought a whole entire new feel to the game. Obviously the Wow Wow West and the cool, you know, Western aspect. The lighting was cool. I think they did a really good job with that. But overall, the Dead Dog Saloon is my favorite map in the entire game. For Killer and Survivor, the 3-gen possibility is there, but it has counterplay and things like that. The middle building doesn't destroy the map. It's big, but it's not ridiculous. You can break some walls, which again, I hate, but you just do it. And you can open that whole entire place up. It does have some cool hidey places with possible counterplay as well, with looping, choosing not to break the walls or break the walls can change the game and how it flows in that middle map. But yeah, also hiding is great for this. So Survivor, me, I'm a bad survivor. I can get immersed a lot. So there's a lot of cool bushes and good hiding spaces. So I think Dead Dog Saloon, honestly, across the board for Survivor and Killer, is an extremely awesome map. It looks different to the others, which is something cool as well, because a lot of these maps just blend together, which is boring. Dead Dog Saloon, very, very good. I like it. The Underground Complex, otherwise known as the Hawkins Laboratory, I think is an awesome map as well. It came in with the Stranger Things DLC, and I love it. It has great counterplay. It has that gen upstairs, which most experienced players will understand what I mean when I say that. The upstairs gen, you leave that till one of the last 3, and the survivors can pretty much guarantee an exit. But aesthetically, it looks awesome as well, like Dead Dog and Midwich. I think it flows really nice. I've won a lot of times as Survivor. Maybe some palettes are a bit shit, but I think it's a really good attempt, and I think it's a great DLC, a great map with this DLC, and I think they did really well, like most licensed DLCs, let's be honest. Mount Ormond Resort is a big pile of duty, and I don't like it. It's still far too big, and that middle building is a god building still to this day, in my opinion. Breaking the walls and stuff really doesn't offer anything groundbreaking. You still take too much time with it. The gens are too spread out, being that there's only one gen in the center building. It's too much, man. It's too big, and the rework didn't do it any justice either. Sanctum of Wrath, I actually really enjoy. It has, it looks pretty and it looks different to everything else, going in the lines of, we've done 4 maps that look different now. That's really cool. Sanctum of Wrath looks great. The lighting's nice. It's dark, so there's opportunities to hide, as well as the awesome sort of vines and things like that. But yeah, it's still a well-formed map. It doesn't feel massive sometimes, but it is quite big in both of its forms. Sanctum of Wrath and Family Resonance. The middle building's not too OP, and the middle temple is not too OP. You can get around it. There's one vault which can sometimes cause you problems, but if you know how to sort it out as a killer, you're usually going to be alright. I think these maps look totally different from everything else that we have, and I think they're great. So far I'm really happy with these, apart from Mount Ormond. I think most people would say that. The game, Gideon Meat Plant, I think is pretty good. I think the rework is amazing, except what the hell, devs? How did this get passed off? It's Pallet City. It's not Gideon Meat Plant. It's Gideon Lumberyard. It's terrible. The map looks incredible now, but it's terrible. Sort your shit out. The breakable walls as well makes killers' lives that much harder. Did anyone test on this map? It just feels like you guys didn't, honestly. Batum, I just still don't like Batum. The reworks, no matter what, I just don't like Batum. It came in with Freddy's chapter. Yeah, I just don't like it. It's the middle building still OP. Don't break the walls because you'll lose. It gives the survivors too many more opportunities. So having breakable walls doesn't do anything for you. There's no play with it. The gens are far too spread out in my opinion. There's too many chances of upstairs and downstairs gens happening, and that just means more mileage for you as a killer. If you're a slow moving killer, you've lost. I don't dig Batum, I still don't. The rework is better, but it's not It's not great. It's still terrible. I don't like that at all. Grim Pantry and the Pale Rose, or otherwise known as Backwater Swamp, they're shit. Aesthetically, I actually like them. A lot of people say that they don't like what it looks like, the feeling, the lighting, the mist, and all that. I think all that has a place in the game. I think it looks awesome. The infinites are still not fixed, and what I mean by that is, and I've covered it in a video before, where there's trees that will spawn together on the boat. There's a gen which sometimes can block the walking ability of the killer. So the survivors find themselves in an infinite loop. And what do survivors do when they find something that can break the game? They will abuse this until the cows come home, especially if they're in a sweat squad and they're feeling all extra cheeky. It's a frustration. Take it out of rotation until you fix the game. I have to believe that you are aware. Fix your shit. Come on. Treatment Theater, or Leary's Memorial. Honestly, everyone hates this map for some reason. A lot of people I talk to hate it. I think the vibe of it is different. Again, I think it's still different from Hawkins Lab as well, which is cool because they're very similar. The design is different. It has a lot of little hidey places. I think the rework did it justice. The mood, the lighting, everything is brilliant. There's a lot of counterplay, a lot of vaults. There may not be a shit ton of pallets, but there's some really strong pallets, and the vaults are everywhere, so it's cool. Yeah, I think it's a really great map. I'm really happy with it. There's nothing I would change about Treatment Theater, really. I haven't had much bugs. There's a little bit of FPS drop sometimes around the doctor's office. That's about it. Yeah, Mother's Dwelling and Temple I just don't like. Mother's Dwelling can be okay with a killer that has pressure, but apart from that, it's too massive and the gens are too spread out. You shouldn't be able to walk to a gen when the game starts and the gen being completed already. I understand you have to toss away 2 gens sometimes, but way to make it harder for us, guys. And Temple of Purgation is just a joke. Like, shrink it down a little bit or bring the gens in. Figure out a way. Come on, guys. It's far too long that this has been like this, in my opinion. Lambkin Lane. Fix it. It's shit. The extendo fucking fences that you guys have put in this, you tried to patch things up with trees, but you just extended the fence line, is absolutely ridiculous. There's no mind games here. And some of the things that spawn, some of the map tiles that get generated in this is absolutely ridiculous. The middle map can be too OP at times. There are ways around it, but it can just be ridiculous. And the map is just long and the gens are spread out. So again, if you're using a slow moving killer, and by the way, you keep releasing them, this map is a no-brainer. It's always going to be in the survivor's favor. And they cast the tokens all the time. They love it. They love Lambkin. Survivor friends love Lambkin. Fuck you, Survivor friends. Father Campbell's, on the other hand, which is the same tile generation, I believe, isn't it? I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's Crotus Pens. But Father Campbell's is awesome. I fucking love it. I think this is my second favorite map in the game. The 3-gen strat is there. The middle building is strong for survivors, but you can get around it as well, now that they've added breakable walls as well. I'm not a big fan of the new lighting, but I'm slowly getting more used to it. The FPS can sometimes be a bit rough and the clutter can be a little bit too much, but however, it still looks much better than what it did in my opinion. And the loops are still generally the same. I really dig this level, I dig the map, and I love where the gens are placed. There's multiple ways of 3-genning people, and I think it's cool. Love Father Campbell's. Crotus Pen is fucked. It looks great now, and that's it. There's still a god loop in the middle building. You just have to break a wall now. So what was the point? Why couldn't we have changed that up and created a new opportunity? We didn't. It's just boring. I don't like it. It looks pretty and that's about it. It looks really good. I need to focus that. But yeah, Father Campbell's might be my second favorite map in the game. That's cool. Wrecker's Yard and Blood Lodge and Azrov's Resting Place and Wretched Shop. Is that it? Oh yeah, and Gas Haven. Fucking hell, they got a lot, don't they? Yeah, they're all stupid. I'll give you a more, detailed response. Yeah, they look pretty, but the rework looks shit. Some of the tiles and some of the the assets look good, but I just don't like the lighting, and everyone says it's reworked, but I like the older version better for some reason. It just looked better. That's really bad, by the way, because this is like one of the first ever maps coming into the game. It was one of the 3 original maps. I don't like the reworks. The maps themselves aren't too massive or anything like that. Even Gas Haven's alright. Like the middle building's fine. They reworked it and there's breakable walls and stuff like that so you can get around things, I guess. But overall, the rework did Auto Haven Wreckers no justice. I think it just still looks like shit, and in some ways it looks worse than the old one. Not good. Coldwind Farm, Fractured Cowshed, Rotten Fields, Torment Creek, Thompson House, and Rancid Abattoir. Yeah, I for the most part, I actually don't mind the farm maps. A lot of people hate them. There's some irritating loops in some of them. Thompson House they fixed with the window upstairs, which is really cool. Makes it less frustrating now and gives a little bit more counterplay as well to the survivor, as well as the killer. Rancid Abattoir, yeah, the middle building's not stupid. I've never really had a massive problem with it. I don't know why people do. Torment Creek's fine. They fixed it up a little bit as well. Yeah, these aren't really too OP. Rotten Fields is great. Fractured Cowshed's the only one that used to be ridiculous, I think, but they've sort of alleviated some of the things with the loops, but overall I'm fine with the farm maps. Apparently they're on the rework list next, which is scary, but also, okay, cool, let's see what you can do. Cornfields are fun, it's different, it looks different to anything else, which I think is cool, so I'm happy with this for the most part. Groaning Storehouse, which is fucked. Suffocation Pit, Ironworks of Misery, Shelter Woods, and Coal Tower and Macmillan. These are probably the best reworks in my opinion. I think they look brilliant. They look great. They look like their own world now, which is cool. Coal Tower I'm especially a big fan of, as well as Ironworks of Misery. Unfortunately, with the upstairs, they made it a god loop now unless you break the wall, which is a real shame. That's very lazy game design in my opinion. But I think these maps for the most part are awesome. I just think Groaning Storehouse is the letdown there. It's too big. And the gens are far too spread out and we don't have the time to sort that out. When are they going to hear us about the gens? Honestly, why did you nerf Undying? It's just fucking hopeless now. With all this, a lot of them, for the most part, are very, very horror-esque. Do you know what I mean? But I just think something fresh, something new, something vibrant like a Seoul Nightscape or Cityscape or whatever would have been nice. Would have been, you know, we could have started down a path of something much greater, you know. We don't have any sort of neon-y popping colors in any of this, and so what if we do? You know what I mean? The Terminator attacked Sarah Connor at a nightclub in Terminator 1. Why can't it happen? That was fucking terrifying, by the way. All I'm saying is we need to open up our eyes. Yeah, we need a new map, and hopefully something like that gets added soon. But anyway, guys, I've ranted for far too long. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you did enjoy, and don't forget to join us on Discord and Twitter as well. We're doing really well there. I would really appreciate it. Continue the conversation on those platforms, guys. I love my community. I love you guys. It's been awesome. Thank you for welcoming me back and making sure that I'm okay. And I will see you in the stream tonight. Have a great night, guys. See you later.